AM 1250 and 103.3 FM. Michael Jimenez. Halftime.
It's halftime on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250, 103.3 FM. We're on the go at sasportstar.com. Happy Thursday, everybody. My name is Michael Jimenez, the acquired taste, the occasional flip-flopper. People accuse me of that anyway. We do sports, pop culture, and nostalgia here at halftime. My guest today is Tanner Carlson. Rock the mic 6 champ, the Hex. What's going on, baby?
Hey, man, I'm doing great. I got to ask Pledge something real quick. So every time I hear the opener, I think of NFL Street. Is that where you got that? Is that song from NFL Street, the PlayStation 2?
I mean, it probably was a part of it at one point, but this goes further back than that.
That's not where you got it from, though.
This, if you remember correctly, going to Spurs games during the Duncan era was what they kind of came out to.
Okay.
Because Duncan had an affinity for Yin Yang's halftime.
Okay. All right. Well, I just remember on PlayStation 2, that was the start menu. And it's NFL Street, and it's Ricky Williams in like street clothes wearing like Dolphins gear. And all I hear is donk, donk, donk. And that's the intro to the start menu. That's all I remember from it.
Another low-key great like opening song. I forget which Madden it was. Probably like 02, 03,
the Good
04.
Charlotte one?
No, the one with Bubba Sparks back in the mud.
Interesting. I remember the Good Charlotte one. That was a good one back in the day.
That was when Madden had it was just more than one genre. You'd had rock, you'd have pop, and then you'd have some rap and R&B in there. But now it's just R&B and rap.
Oh, Carlos Q is reaching out to us on Facebook, asking the question, no, yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's halftime, baby. On San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250, 103.3 FM. It's going to be a big show today. Spurs are looking good. 3-2 on the rodeo road trip. They've won 3 of the last 4 games since they got rid of Derek White. We're going to get into it in the 12 o'clock hour. Also at 1 o'clock, Jeff Garcia from Locked On Spurs will join us to talk about things. Big show. You know, Desean Watson, quarterback for the Texans. I guess technically he's still on the team. He has narrowed down his personal search. He has narrowed it down to 2 teams that he wants to play for, but do they want him back? Let's talk about rewatchable movies, because last night I went to the movies and I saw Spidey all over again.
Mm-hmm.
I can't think of the last time I went back to the theater to watch a movie twice in its run. So we'll get into that as well. Big show on deck here. Got Tanner Carlson with me. I'm excited because you were not expecting to be on this show.
No. I walked in with just a 30-minute meeting in my mind with Rob, and then all of a sudden I was here an hour and a half later doing the show with you.
Yeah, and I like it because we start chatting it up. One of the things you brought up was like, hey, man, the Rams had their parade, and why would anybody want to play there? And I was like, you know what? That's a really good topic. Here's some headsets. Let's make some radio magic happen.
All right.
Let's make this happen. But, man, I was a little bit startled, Pledge. Pledge is producing the show. I was in the men's room just before coming over here, and what I saw in there startled me a little bit.
So I know what it is. You can't say what it is on
air.
Oh,
no. It's PG-13.
No, it's not.
But, someone forgot to flush the urinal, right? And the color that was in there looked like someone spilled a bottle of Tang or a bottle of orange juice in there. Whoever did that, A, needs to flush the toilet next time or flush the urinal. B, needs to get that checked. Maybe go drink some water. Maybe go see a doctor.
Oh, coming from you.
Yeah. Okay. So,
I've had 40 ounces of water today. I'm good for right now.
So the first thing when Jimenez and Rob are in the studio, the very first thing I hear is, I'm so tired. I still think I am hungover from the Super Bowl party.
By the way, what are you drinking right now?
I'm drinking a Diet Coke. And why? Because I had 2 20-ounce things of water today.
So they're both dehydrated. And it's probably one of 2 people in this building that have urine that color that should probably get checked out after a week's worth of Super Bowl partying.
It wasn't a week, so actually not for me anyway. But I took some days off over there. I took some nights off. I had to pace myself.
No,
I'm not a
just
young
because
man.
you went to bed early does not mean you took the night off.
Yeah.
You just checked out early. Rob did the same thing.
What I need right now is like a good 3-hour nap, but I've yet to get it, man. I've yet to get it because of family stuff. But you know what? Maybe after the show, get home, just go straight to sleep
Take
for
a
a few
nap.
hours. Wake up at 4:00 to listen to the Blitz with Minix and Reinagel. But
I feel so bad for you, finishing your day at 5:00 and then going out and partying afterwards. Well, meanwhile, y'all are getting emails from me after you get home from the party still.
It's the jet lag. That's what it is. Pledger's producing the show. He's at I Am Pledger. Tanner Carlson, the Hex, is at Tanner Carlson 20. I'm at Mike ESPN SA on Twitter. We are live on Facebook and YouTube. You can like and subscribe. Search San Antonio Sports Star. Like, subscribe, listen, leave a comment or two. Kielbasa Bacon phone lines are also open at 656 ESPN. Let's talk Spurs this segment. Are you happy with how the team is playing? Do you want them to tank? Do you want them to go for that play-in tournament? What do you think, man? Lonnie Walker, is he suddenly growing on you all over again? Is he changing your mind a bit? Let's get into it. Again, the Kielbasa Bacon phone lines open at 656 ESPN. Spurs last night beat the Oklahoma City Thunder 114-106. 6 Spurs in double figures, paced by Keldon Johnson with 22. Jakob Poeltl with a big game, 20 points, 17 rebounds. But I take a look at this game, and again, the Spurs starting lineup without Derek White looks really, really good.
Yeah.
And I know 3 games, it's only a 4-game sample size. Spurs have won 3 of them. But I'm taking a look at Devin Vassell. I'm taking a look at Lonnie Walker. They have more freedom on the court. They're handling the ball differently. Man, I saw an assist last night from Lonnie Walker that I had never seen him do. It was a nonchalant, just laser cross court. And it was very nonchalant, like he's in tune to himself.
And we were talking about if you want this Spurs team to kind of get back on track, and they do have a chance to still get into that play-in tournament. Their season doesn't necessarily have to be over in terms of how you feel about them moving forward. You said they've won. What was it? Three out of the last 4.
3 out of 4, yes.
3 out of the last 4, and those wins came against the Thunder, the Pelicans, and the Hawks. They lost to the Bulls.
They played the Bulls really well, though.
And they did play the Bulls well. The score was a little bit tilted there towards the end. You can't necessarily get over the moon about a win over the Thunder.
No.
You can't get over the moon about Lonnie Walker playing well against the Thunder, because that's what you're supposed to do to a team like the Thunder, right? You're supposed to do that.
I get that. The problem, or not the problem, the thing that I'm seeing with the Spurs right now is that the ball is moving differently. It's moving differently because they're playing different positions. Because instead of Vassell playing a hybrid 3, he's moving over to the 2 and doing more of the 2 stuff. Lonnie Walker is getting the ball where he can run downhill, where he's not getting it on the elbow, right? They're positioning them differently. And it's fun to see because the Spurs seem to be more open. Now, as you mentioned, they can get into play-in tournament. Right now, they're 2 games behind the Portland Trailblazers, who are currently at 10. Now, the Spurs would not only need to catch them, but would also have to leapfrog New Orleans along the way. Taking a look at the records, though, if the Portland Trailblazers play at the same winning percentage the rest of the year, the Spurs would need to go 12-11 the rest of the way to catch them.
And they play the Trailblazers 3 times within that stretch.
There you go.
They play the Trailblazers back-to-back nights in April, which is towards that last stretch of games. And then they play them one more time before that. I believe I did the math. Now, I could be wrong on this. I'm not a mathematician. You're the numbers guy. I'm not. I believe I counted, just going through their schedule, 10 teams throughout this final stretch of the season where those teams are above 500. And so you're probably hoping 3-4 of those games are wins, and then the rest of the schedule, let that play out. Is that kind of what is that a realistic standard to maybe just below 500, if not reach 500 against those above 500 teams.
No, the Spurs are a little bit weird. They've been playing up to competition and playing down to competition most of this year. What's up, Pledge?
Here is the Spurs schedule on the way out. And remember, they are finishing up their rodeo road trip. So they're at Washington, at Miami, at Memphis, finally home against Sacramento, away against Charlotte, then a huge home stretch. Lakers, who are without AD for the foreseeable future now,
and
Toronto, Utah, Indiana, Minnesota, Oklahoma City, New Orleans, on the road for a mini stretch against Golden State, Portland, New Orleans, and Houston. Then finally home against Memphis, Portland, and Portland, on the road for Denver and Minnesota, back home to close it out against Golden State and Dallas.
So basically between March 3rd and April 3rd, they have about 10 to 12 home games.
Right.
A lot.
If the Spurs could win 7 or 8 of them, I think they'll catch Portland.
And Pledge, while you have the schedule up and stats and stuff, what off the top of y'all's head, or if you can see it, do you know what their home record, how well have they done at home? Are they
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Oh, absolutely. I know that.
No, it doesn't matter what their home record is because
Different team.
it's a different team. They got rid of half their team.
That's true.
A week ago.
That's true. Yeah.
So that being said,
You're right.
I'm just taking a look at
That's
what
true.
are they doing now, because they have played teams like New Orleans and played teams like Atlanta and Oklahoma in the past, and they've struggled against those teams. They usually play good against
the Warriors,
and the Suns
Phoenix,
and
right.
Brooklyn and whatnot.
Milwaukee.
Yeah, they beat Milwaukee and Milwaukee.
Right.
So, but they've always struggled against the bottom feeders, but they've been taking care of business against Houston. They beat up on Oklahoma. Spurs won by 8, but it was never really close. Spurs might be 11 and 18 at home right now, but it doesn't matter because really their record at home right now is 0-0 because they have not had this team back home. And we're seeing players out there. Josh Richardson yesterday made his first bucket. It was a 3-pointer. You know, he's back on this team. You know, and back on this team. You know, he was part of the trade for Derek White. We're gonna see
he's made his way around a handful of teams. He was on the Mavericks last season.
Yeah. Oh no, he's a journeyman.
He's a journeyman. So I'm getting a little bit different tone from you, Jimenez. You've been Mr. Team Tank this entire season, but now after the trade deadline, Spurs made their moves. They've acquired draft picks. They've got multiple first rounders this season, including their own. That should be a fairly decent draft pick if, forbidding whatever happens in the lottery. It's almost like you're playing with house money now that you've made that trade. Now you're like, okay, I'm okay with some wins. I'm okay with that's at least the tone I'm getting. Am I wrong?
Big time, because I had a wish list of things that I hoped the Spurs would accomplish this year.
Right.
And I would have been happy if half of them came true. But that list has been checked off line by line.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost as though
you're the
GM Brian Wright is listeting to this show going, what does Jimenez think about this? I mean, he's the flip-flopper. He's the acquired taste.
He's the acquired taste.
What does he think? So this is not, understand, I've been doing this show since October 15th. This is not just me being on the bandwagon with the Spurs or whatnot. I have been ragging on the front office from the get-go. We need Derek White off this team. He does not fit, does not complement. Nice guy, community guy, fan favorite, get all that, but he did not complement your best player who turned out to be DeJounte Murray, who took a huge leap this year.
Mm-hmm.
So that was number one. Number two, Thad Young. If we're not going to play him, get something for him. And the Spurs got a first-round draft pick for him. Mm-hmm. Also, not only in the Derek White trade, not only did the Spurs get a first-round draft pick, but also got two good players, Romeo Langford and Josh Richardson. So it's just interesting what the Spurs are doing there. Get rid of Bryn Forbes. They got rid of Bryn Forbes.
Mm-hmm.
Start Devin Vassell. They started Devin Vassell. Move McBuckets over to like a hybrid 4. They did that.
So you don't mind the wins now that those moves have been made and you've acquired some draft picks. You're playing with house money.
I can't complain.
Right.
I can't
most
complain.
Importantly, find minutes for Primo. Quit sending them to Austin.
Exactly. And right now, the Spurs have 3 first-round draft picks, and no way in the world. Understand this, Spurs fans. There's no way in the world the Spurs are going to draft 3 players this upcoming summer. It's just not going to happen.
Right.
But right now, I'm cheering for all the teams playing against the Celtics, against the Raptors, because the more they lose, the better this draft pick becomes. And right now, Toronto has the 18th pick, Boston the 19th pick. Both of those go to San Antonio. Maybe you flip them. Maybe you package them for the 12th pick. Maybe you package them and the 7 pick to move up to 4. I don't know. Maybe you use that to go trade as trade leverage.
Well, maybe there's a DeAndre Ayton that I'm not saying
Karl Anthony Towns.
I'm saying maybe there is a guy out there that a team is willing to give up 3 first-round picks or 2 first-round picks or whatever you now have in your back pocket. You can now use that to create something else outside of the draft as well.
If you had asked a Spurs fan a week ago, would you be okay with the Spurs trading 3 first-round draft picks? They would have said, no way in the world.
Right.
No way in the world, right? But understand this, Spurs fans, if the Spurs trade 3 first-round draft picks for a DeAndre Ayton or Karl Anthony Towns or a Zach LaVine sign and trade, whatever the case may be, they're not trading their own draft picks. They're trading other teams' draft picks.
Right.
Because the Spurs, again, own the Toronto Raptors. They own the Boston Celtics. They own Chicago Bulls in 2025. That was part of the DeRozan trade.
Mm-hmm.
There's so much going on with this team, and it's interesting because you start thinking about how did this all start. This all started when number 2, when Kawhi took off, right? Spurs got DeRozan in that trade. It was a forced trade, but the thing about it is that when you look at it, that trade still lives. Because right now, Kawhi Leonard is damaged goods. Not going to play this year for the Clippers.
Mm-hmm. Right.
He won a title for Toronto. Great. But he's damaged goods the rest of the way. Do you think he's going to have a strong career?
I don't think he finishes nearly as strong as people thought he was 2 years ago.
No. Yeah, right. But who else did we get? We got Pirtle in that trade. We got the 29 pick who became Keldon Johnson.
Talk about trade asset.
We flipped. We traded DeRozan to Chicago. In Chicago, we have that 2025 pick. So it's weird. That trade still has a heartbeat. Just do-doom,
right.
Do-doom, do-doom. It's just so interesting to think about it. But Brian Wright, who I used to call the hologram, thank you so much for all that you have done because you've given Spurs fans hope. And hope is a good thing.
It is.
Let's quote the Shawshank Redemption.
My biggest thing throughout the whole trade deadline with the Derek White, everything, acquiring the draft picks, there was no identity of the San Antonio Spurs, in my opinion. And this is an outsider. This is not coming from a diehard Spurs fan. This is a guy who roots for the Spurs because he lives in the city in which the Spurs reside. But there is now a direction in the future of this team. There is now a map that you can follow a trail as to what this team is trying to do with the players that are on the team and the players that they know they have some type of trade asset involving with, whether that be Derek White or whomever. And now there is a direction. You can see where this team is headed.
The rebuild is no longer going to be 4 years.
Right.
It might be 2.
Yeah.
It might be less than that if Keldon and Vassell take that leap. But Dan Weiss, who's a NBA reporter, says an extremely small sample size, 41 minutes, but the Spurs' new starting 5 has the top offensive rating and top defensive rating of any 5-player unit that's played a minimum of 35 minutes in the NBA since the trade deadline.
And to be fair, Dan Weiss, who works for the Spurs, this tweet was before last night's game.
Yes. Thank you for correcting me on that. We've talked a little bit about DeMar DeRozan. I know a lot of Spurs fans right now are going, well, where was this DeMar? This year's DeMar, the MVP caliber season DeMar, where was he? It's a different team, man. You take players from one team and you move them to another, they're not going to be identical. But man, DeMar DeRozan is going off. Unusual record that he broke last night.
Yeah.
He's became the first player in NBA history with 35 points in each game while shooting 50% or higher. Okay, so again, 7 games in a row, 35 points, north of 50% shooting. Absolutely amazing. And you looked at, by the way, Wilt Chamberlain was the one who had that record at 6. And I told you this a little while ago, and you were like, that's a record?
Okay. My definition of record might be different from somebody else's. To me, it is a historic stretch of games. I don't think you can call it a record because a record to me is a record in which it lasted an entire season or a single game or throughout a career. A record that it's just weird to explain what a record is to me. That is a historic stretch of games. It's like a quarterback who he has the most 3,000 consecutive 3,000-yard passing games in a single season or something. Is that a record?
Well,
or is that a historic stretch of games? Is that just like a stretch of games in which he played really well?
Well, the one that's going on right now is that DeJounte Murray might be on track to hit 18, 8.5, 8.5, and 2. So 18.5 points, 8 assists, 8 rebounds, 2 steals.
And that's finishing
for
the
a
season.
full season.
Right. A season is a record.
Not a
to me.
record, but it was just one of those things where they look back at it and go, only 2 players have ever done that.
Yeah.
Michael Jordan, Magic Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
It's just great company to be
of course
discussed in that.
Of course.
In that sense.
And I don't. Is it any less impressive if it's called a record or a historic stretch of games? No, it's still very impressive, and it's still noteworthy in terms of talking about it on the radio. But I don't know. I get so hung up on the term record. Everyone's like, because all these new sabermetric stats and things like that make almost everything a record. It's how deep are we diving for records? Why can't records just be a single game performance, a single season performance, or a career performance?
And that's I understand what you're saying. And there's also like the modern era versus the old school era, because the rules have changed. When it comes to passing in the NFL, I mean, you can barely touch the quarterback, you can barely touch the receiver, but back in the day, they would blow the receiver up.
Yeah, I said 3,000 yards in a game. Sorry, I was looking at the
I was
comments. I was looking at the
you.
comments, and I was like, "Yeah, 3,000 yards in a game, 3,000 yards in or 300 yards in a stretch of games consecutively."
Yeah, I got you. Yeah. We all got you.
I'm glad I got called out. Thank you. Thank you.
No, I get it. I was going to call you out, but I reeled it back in.
Let me know.
But you take a look at like the way that the game is played these days. Is Steph Curry the best 3-point shooter of all time? I don't know. He didn't play in the 90s. He didn't play in the 80s.
Right.
It would have been guarded differently. Maybe the dimensions of the court are the same, but could he have gotten it off while getting his head knocked off if he went into the middle of the lane? Mm-hmm. You watch these 80s games from back in the day, the bad boy Pistons. You watch the bad blood with the Bulls and the Lakers, the Celtics. They would take each other's heads off.
Well, and I promise you he would have been benched if he would have taken 2 seconds off of shot clock and just launched it from nearly mid-court.
Very good point.
You're not playing that style of game. The style of play in the NBA has now changed dramatically. You're taking 3-4 seconds off the shot clock, shooting the first open 3 that you see, and you're running. It's 3-point line to 3-point line now. That's what the game is. So when you're putting up 70 shots in a game, yeah, I can grab 15 rebounds. Mm-hmm. So it's bound to happen that the ball bounces to me at some point in time. And like you mentioned off air, those misses from 3 are going to go further out. You're not just sitting underneath the basket hoping, trying to fight a 7-footer. That ball is going to bounce 5-8 feet away from the rim.
The game has changed. Derek White, if you could transport him, put him in a time machine and send him back to the 80s and 90s, he would have been a star.
Mm-hmm.
That is his play.
Mm-hmm.
But unfortunately, the year's 2022, you can't be shooting 29% from 3. And I will quit the alleged Derek White slander. But the fact of the matter is that is the pivotal turning point of this season for the Spurs.
And that's why I can't stand comparing players from different eras. It's a fun talking point, sure, in the offseason when there's literally nothing else to talk about. There's always Jordan and LeBron debates. So sure, whatever. If that's what you want to go with, then fine. It's cliche, but if there's nothing else to talk about, sure, we can compare generational talents and eras and stuff like that. But like I said, a coach isn't putting Steph Curry the way he's playing now back in the 70s or 80s. He's not playing. He's going to be on the bench for making the decisions that he's making out there on the court. I mean, you weren't allowed to do that. You just weren't.
That is Tanner Carlson, Rock the Mic champ, number 6, the Hex.
The Hex.
He's with me the rest of the way till 2:00. We'll be talking more basketball at 1:00. We have Jeff Garcia from Locked On Spurs and Ken's 5. He's going to talk to us about Joshua Primo. He's struggling a little bit. Should we be worried about that? Should he go back to Austin? I don't want him to, but let's talk about that. Okay. What's up, Pledge?
Blasphemy. Don't even.
Don't put that in the universe.
Don't put that in the universe.
Sphere. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Well, and also when we come back, let's talk about the Dallas Cowboys, that senior exec who, turned out that bombshell report by ESPN.com yesterday saying that the Dallas Cowboys paid off 4 cheerleaders because a senior exec was alleged to have videotaped them, photographed them, peeped on them, whatever you want to call it. The senior exec is now releasing a statement giving his side of the story. So we'll get into that when we come back. This is Halftime on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250 and 103.3 FM.
The Super Bowl is over, and you're thinking, crap, I gotta wait until September for more NFL.
Let's keep it going.
Au contraire, my friend. There's football out the squeaker,
Free agency,
retirements,
trades,
the combine,
the draft,
OTAs,
mini camps,
holdouts, arrests, injuries.
training camp, and more.
Football's not over. It's just starting. Stay connected on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 103.3 FM.
You can talk low carb all you want, but if you don't have a lineup of great tasting snacks behind you, you're not going to win the keto game. Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds are high protein and low carb. Plus, they're low sugar, gluten-free, and naturally loaded in collagen. So it is a no-brainer. Get the bold flavors of Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds at H-E-B and online at southernrecipesmallbatch.com.
Southern Recipe pork rinds.
TrackPhone wants to know, are you an influencer, a big live streamer? No? Then guess what? You don't need an endless data plan. Get just the right amount of data with TrackPhone's $40 unlimited talk and text smartphone plan. Now with 8 gigs of high-speed data in unlimited carryover on America's largest, most dependable network, now with 5G. Get the data you need at the price you want. TrackPhone Wireless. Now you're in control. Available at major retailers. 5G compatible device required. Actual availability, coverage, and speed may vary. See terms and conditions at trackphone.com.
The Roo Pub is the best place to watch a game. Football, basketball, the big fights, they have them on at the Roo on their 3 massive 170-inch laser screens and TVs all around. Come hungry, the food is fantastic, and the kitchen is open until 2 a.m. every day with the full menu available. The Roo Pub has the best darts area in town, indoor cornhole and weekday happy hour from 11 to 6. For lunch, dinner, or late at night, and the best place to watch a game, get into the Roo Pub at 281 in Redmond Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
What's done more to improve overall health and wellness, modern medicine, or personal hygiene? Actually, it's both. But considering that bathing went mainstream in the 1800s and brushing your teeth in the 1900s, isn't it time for something new, like cleaning your nose? After all, your nose is the body's air filter for trapping dirt and germs, the first line of defense against allergens, bacteria, and viruses from getting into your lungs. But how do you clean your nose? With Navage. Navage isn't medicine, it's more like plumbing. Navage uses powered suction to pull saline in one nostril to the very back of the nose where germs can get trapped and multiply, and then out the other nostril, flushing out mucus and microbes so you can breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and stay healthier. Join over 2 million others and find out for yourself how refreshing and easy to use Navage is. At Navage.com, Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Bed Bath, and Target. Navage. Clean nose, healthy life.
TrackPhone wants to know, are you an influencer, a big live streamer? No? Then guess what? You don't need an endless data plan. Get just the right amount of data with TrackPhone's $40 unlimited talk and text smartphone plan. Now with 8 gigs of high-speed data in unlimited carryover on America's largest, most dependable network, now with 5G. Get the data you need at the price you want. TrackPhone Wireless. Now you're in control. Available at major retailers. 5G compatible device required. Actual availability, coverage, and speed may vary. See terms and conditions at trackphone.com.
This is your Wendy's wake-up call. Start your day with a better breakfast and get a free drink with any of our morning-making breakfast sandwiches. That's your favorite drink in a Wendy's cup, free. Fresh brewed coffee, free. Diet Coke, free. Vanilla Frosty Chino, that's cold brew plus Frosty Creamer plus free. So don't sleep on this deal. Get any size drink in a Wendy's cup free when you buy any breakfast sandwich. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's.
Limited time only at participating Wendy's. A la carte only. Offer valid upon request on lowest price qualifying item. Not valid for third-party delivery. Excludes prepackaged beverages.
With a reputation of giving riders the winning edge time and time again, it's easy to see why Kawasaki KX is the bike that builds champions. Built to dominate the track and competition, every KX motorcycle embodies unrivaled power, performance to take the lead and stay in the lead. Get the advantage when you ride KX motorcycle. Kawasaki KX, the bike that builds champions. Visit Alamo Cycleplex today at I-10, just down from De Zavala exit, to shop our showroom floor or alamocycleplex.com online. Alamo Cycleplex, we sell fun.
Giving you an excuse for a long lunch break. This is Halftime with Michael Jimenez on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 103.3 FM.
Upload a photo of what's on your grill and enter a description and recipe at sasportstar.com, and you could win a $50 gift card to Tri-County Meat Market. Winner chosen every Thursday at 6 on the Blitz. Welcome back to halftime on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250 and 103.3 FM. We're on the go at sasportstar.com. We're live on Facebook, live on YouTube. Search San Antonio Sports Star, like and subscribe. Kielbasa Bacon phone lines are open at 656 ESPN. Give us a call. We'll be friendly, I promise. I'm just the occasional flip-flopper. I'm the acquired taste, but I'm here with Tanner Carlson, the Hex, Rock the Mic champ number 6. Enjoying the day so far?
Yeah. It's great to just spontaneously be on air with you. I mean, the fact that there was no plan for this, we just ran into each other in the hallway, and you're like, "Hey, man, you got a couple hours?" I said, "Yeah, sure, why not? Let's just do this.
Let's make this happen, baby. Make it happen."
And it's magic.
You know, what a magician would be needed. Magic would be needed to make a certain story go away for the Dallas Cowboys. Can we make this disappear? Because ESPN pulled out of a hat, instead of a rabbit, a story, a bombshell story against the Dallas Cowboys, showing that they pay cheerleaders $2.4 million because a senior team exec was accused of peeping on them.
You know what they really need? The Cowboys really need a good PR guy.
Unfortunately, the guy that is accused, Rich Dalrymple, is the PR guy for the Dallas Cowboys.
What a bummer. What are the odds of that?
Now, the cheerleaders did receive compensation of just under $400,000 each. There was 4 of them. They had to sign non-disclosure agreements. So did their spouses. 3 of their spouses had to sign NDAs as well. But somehow ESPN got a hold of this, and this guy, Dalrymple, he stayed with the team. He continued to work there for 6 more years, and then suddenly this month decides to retire out of the blue. Surprised a lot of people. And, well, now you can kind of put 2 and 2 together. Then maybe, just maybe, they knew that ESPN was sniffing around this story and that it was going to break. But Dalrymple has issued a statement saying, quote, "I understand the very serious nature of these claims and do not take them lightly. The accusations are, however, false." He goes on to say, "People who know me, coworkers, the media, and colleagues know who I am and what I'm about. I understand the very serious nature of these claims and do not take them lightly." And he goes, "The accusations are, however, false. One was accidental and the other simply did not happen. Everything that was alleged was thoroughly investigated years ago, and I cooperated fully." So he says, one was false. I'm assuming the one he's saying was false, or was the one that was an accident, I guess you could say, was this one. Because he claims, man, I was just going to the restroom. I was just looking for a restroom. I used my key card, did not know that this was the back of the cheerleaders' dressing room. I was just looking for a restroom.
Can you believe? Now, I've been in this building. I come into this building once a week for the last 4 weeks, 6 weeks now. So sometimes I take the wrong turn when I go to the bathroom, or when I need to get a drink to the vending machine. Sometimes I go down the wrong hall and I turn around like, oh, that's not where I need to be. This guy has worked for the Dallas Cowboys 20 plus, almost 30 years as the PR guy, and basically saw this AT&T stadium built from the ground up and was a part of every decision and was there answering questions to the media about the construction of this stadium and the star and everything in Frisco. And he's been a part through all of it. And he doesn't know where the nearest bathroom is.
Oh, I know.
He doesn't know where he's going. He just accidentally walks in to the wrong room.
Because normally when you go to the restroom over there, you have to use your key card, apparently. I don't buy it. Key cards are for secure places.
You might be in big trouble if you gotta go. It's an emergency situation. You forgot your key card in your desk. Now you got to run all the way back to your desk and then go all the way back to the bathroom.
Now he's also accused. The other one he says that did not happen was the one where he's accused of taking an upskirt photo of a senior exec who also happens to be owner Jerry Jones's daughter.
Right. Now that one I can see that one's going to lose traction very quickly. It just is. They're going to ask questions. Jerry will deny it. Charlotte will deny it, and he will deny it. And then that's really all they've got, because the video out there has been scratched from the internet. Like, you can't find it anywhere. People have been searching.
Interesting.
You just can't find that video.
So what you're saying is the guy that is known as the fixer had something maybe fixed.
Right. But all I'm saying is where are you going to find the proof of it? It's going to lose traction.
Okay, if
they're all going to deny.
If you close your eyes,
if there was only one witness to it and claim that that's what happened, then and he was just happened to be watching the stream online when it had some random guy in the basement of his mom's house, we don't know how valid that story is.
The cheerleaders wanted police to investigate this,
Right.
and they were never called in. So the team investigated, and I'm putting that in air quotes because if you don't want to find anything, you're not going to find anything.
Mm-hmm.
And I know a lot of people out there are saying, well, he's innocent until proven guilty,
right.
All that stuff. You know what? When it comes to money and power and status, you have a different set of rules. These cheerleaders who might make $40,000, $50,000, $60,000 a year doing what they do not have the money or the power to go after the people that they need to go after.
Right.
Okay. So they settled.
And they're also going after a brand.
Exactly. The Cowboys do not want this. Why would the Cowboys ever want to have this fully investigated and then come out and say, hey, this happened? They say that all news is good news, or, bad PR is even good. No. In this particular situation, you do not want to have this particular type of PR.
Well, and I say it's a brand because the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders are a brand amongst themselves, even with it being affiliated with the Dallas Cowboys, but it is the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders.
Mm-hmm.
That brand in itself represents the Dallas Cowboys just whenever it's just the Cowboy cheerleaders making an appearance.
Agreed.
It's so much larger than just a peeping Tom in a bathroom taking some pictures of some cheerleaders. It's so much bigger than that because, like you said, the amount of money and the amount of recognition that goes with all of this.
I'm a big believer that if you get caught doing something like this, wasn't the first time.
Oh, no. You're not a 45, 50-year-old man 7 years ago or however old he is. He's probably older than that.
Yeah.
That's not his first time just taking a wrong turn and getting caught with his cell phone out in a locker room and where cheerleaders are changing.
Oh, agreed.
Like that, you're not just like 50 years old and like, oh, this will be. Let me just experiment with this. No, he's been doing this probably since high school, probably since college. He's probably been doing this for years.
Yeah, the upskirt alleged photo happened during in the war room during the draft,
and it was a live stream.
It was a live stream, and a viewer was watching this and says that he saw it and alerted local media. Alerted the Dallas Cowboys, and it basically got swept under the rug. And they say, "Oh, we investigated it."
Yeah,
but again, I mean, if you don't want to find anything, you're not going to find anything.
Well, that and between Jerry, it's how many mistakes this guy has fixed for Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones and the Jones
players.
Family and the players of the Dallas Cowboys. Okay, imagine being on a team in which you are the biggest. You're America's team. You are the most public and most recognizable brand in sports in the world, not just America, not just in Texas, not just in Dallas, in the entire world. You're going to have some things dug up on you, regardless if you're the backup quarterback, if you're a new signee, if you're a rookie, whatever. People are digging immediately as soon as you are a Dallas Cowboy.
Now, do you know
and this
who else?
guy has fixed things for players and coaches and front office personnel for a long time. And if it's you scratch my back, I scratch yours, Jerry is going to have this guy's back till the very end because there's some things out on Jerry that this guy has probably hidden and deleted and scratched from the surface of the earth for a long, long time.
Now, someone else who needs a fixer and is probably working with one right now is Desean Watson. Houston Texans quarterback did not play this year because of all the allegations of misconduct or whatnot when it comes to massage therapists in the Houston area. And, James Pledger is a huge Houston Texans fan. And they've been under the impression that they're going to get a big haul for Desean Watson because Watson is a very good quarterback, probably a top 10 quarterback in his mid-20s. Obviously, most teams would want him, but who would want him with this baggage? And there have been some teams that have kicked the tires, didn't do anything with it. Miami Dolphins kicked the tires, nothing. New York Giants kicked the tires. Texans got nothing.
Philadelphia Eagles.
And now Desean Watson's coming out saying, well, fellas, I've got two teams that I want to go to that I'd like to look at. And he has narrowed it down to the Minnesota Vikings or the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who, again, Brady retired. Tom Brady, the GOAT, retired just a couple of weeks ago.
Pending.
Which team do you think that would be better for Deshaun Watson? And do you think either of those teams will take the chance?
The better fit, I think, is Tampa Bay. They're just closer to being ready for a Super Bowl they're 1 year removed from a Super Bowl, and they were nearly able to beat the Los Angeles Rams, within the fourth quarter. They had a chance to win that game against the eventual Super Bowl champs.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, they are the most Super Bowl ready. And if that's what he's chasing, if that's what he wants, then sure. Do they have the cap to pay whatever it is that he wants to be paid? I have no idea what their cap situation is because I know Tom Brady wasn't getting paid that much. So losing Tom Brady isn't going to save you a whole lot in the bank.
All things being equal, I would actually be more intrigued by him joining the Vikings.
I would love to see him. Well, I wouldn't love to see him playing football at all, but him on the Vikings would be more exciting than him on the Buccaneers.
Well, think about it. Buccaneers. They play outdoors.
Right.
Okay. So he has been playing indoors with the Texans. Minnesota, they play indoors. But man, you take a look at the weapons of Dalvin Cook.
Yeah.
Just a stud running back there. Justin Jefferson, who can catch anything. Adam Thielen, who's an amazing receiver. KJ Osborne had a really good year this past year. I just think there's a lot of weapons for the Vikings. I think it'd be more intriguing.
Irv Smith is an up-and-coming tight end who's got a lot of promise, got a lot of talent. And like I said, I think if he's ready for a Super Bowl run, it's probably Tampa Bay.
Mm-hmm.
But in terms of excitement, weapons, young, up-and-coming talent that might last a lot longer than just whatever Tampa Bay has in store for this upcoming year and then free agents and who knows what they're going to have. Vikings might be a better fit if he's going future-wise. But if I'm either one of those teams, if I'm any team in the NFL, I'm with the impression is I'm not touching him.
Yeah.
I'd go find another quarterback somewhere. I'll go Russell Wilson before I touch Deshaun Watson.
That's exactly what I tell Pledger off air all the time. Why would any team want to alienate half their fan base?
Yeah.
Half their fan base would be gone.
Tanner, you're a Cowboys fan, right?
I am.
Did the Cowboys bring in a known bad guy for beating his, at the time, girlfriend, throwing her on a bed of guns and threatening her?
Was he quarterback and also face of the franchise?
Well, not only that, but yes, they did. But how well did that end up going for the Cowboys? That didn't
I'm not
end
saying
well.
it's going well. I'm saying if you're talented, and there is no arguing that the quarterback is the most important position on a football team, someone's going to roll the dice.
I don't disbelieve the fact that there is going to be a team out there that's going to acquire Deshaun Watson. I think there is a team out there. We've seen it multiple. Antonio Brown has had how many opportunities? How many drug tests does Josh Gordon have to fail before he's finally out of the NFL?
Michael Vick.
Now, first of all, we're comparing apples to beyond oranges over here, because when the Cowboys sign a bad guy, they're not giving up years worth of draft capital to do so. That's one thing.
They're not trading for him.
Secondly, they're not getting somebody like this to be the face of the franchise. And I don't care what team it is, the quarterback is the face of the franchise.
100%.
Okay, except for maybe Trent
Fran.
Dilfer in San Fran, right?
Yeah.
So 99% of the time, the face of the franchise is the quarterback. Other things to think about when it comes to this is that, is there a team that's going to take a chance? If they do take that chance, they're going to take that chance with minimal draft capital going the other way. Because why would they negotiate with themselves? I don't get it. I don't think Deshaun Watson is going to bring a huge haul.
I don't
because
think...
this isn't Ben Simmons.
No.
Ben Simmons is just a prick. This guy right here is a potential criminal.
Right. Well, okay. And another thing on top of that is, I know the Texans are a debacle of a franchise in terms of acquiring talent, but there was a time where he did have DeAndre Hopkins. There was a time where the J.J. Watt was on the other side of the line, and they had a solid team around him in which they were up, 28-0 up on the Chiefs in the divisional round of the playoffs. But that is his best success story, is losing to the Chiefs after being up 28-0 in the divisional round. That's the furthest he's gotten in his career with a quite talented Houston Texans team.
24.
Whatever. Has anybody actually looked at his success, wins, losses? Has he proven that if you are going to take this risk, it might as well be a slam dunk that this is going to work? We're getting Tom Brady. He's going to bring us to a Super Bowl. All will be forgiven. What if it doesn't work out with Deshaun Watson in terms of wins and losses? What if they don't go to the playoffs and then they've given up this capital? Because he hasn't proven that he can carry a franchise into a championship caliber State.
The parallel to that is probably Ben Roethlisberger, which happened in the early 2000s. He was accused of assaulting, I believe, 2 women in a public bathroom, I believe is where it was.
It's like at a bar or something.
Yeah. And I don't think Twitter existed back then, and the social media did not exist the same way that it does now. He may have been blackballed from the league had it happened, but now he gets to retire this year as a future Hall of Famer and with glory and whatnot. But I think that's going to be the closest parallel that we have. But again, what percentage of fans know that happened? It's probably very small, right? But yeah, we went to negative town right there with this segment. But we're gonna lighten things up. I had a nice phone conversation last night until midnight with customer service. And I want to know how Tanner feels about customer service when he calls in. Are you a nice guy to customer service? We're going to bring that up. And also rewatchable movies. I saw Spidey again last night. And at 1 o'clock, Jeff Garcia from Locked On Spurs and Ken's 5 will join us to talk about the Spurs. What to do about Primo. He's struggling. What should we do? This is Halftime on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250 and 103.3 FM.
Hi, this is Joe Reinagle. San Antonio Sports Star Drive to End Hunger is going on now through March 25th. Just go to sasportstar.com to give what you can or just find drop-off locations. It's all presented by the Institute for Functional Health, Rambler Sparkling Water, Copenhagen Imports, and Airtron.
The San Antonio Spurs picked up their 23rd win of the season, 114-106 over the Oklahoma City Thunder. The win gave Greg Popovich his 1,333rd career regular season win, passing Lenny Wilkens for sole possession of the number 2 spot on the list. Pop is 2 wins away from tying first place Don Nelson. The Phoenix Suns sweat out a win against the last-place Houston Rockets, 124-121. 5 Houston players scored in double figures, led by newcomer Dennis Schroeder with 23 points. And in UTSA athletics, the Roadrunners softball team picked up their first win of the season, 5-0 over Green Bay. And tonight, the UTSA basketball teams will take on Southern Miss, with the men on the road and the women tipping off at 7 p.m. at the historic Convocation Center. I'm Carl Schoening.
Water stains on the shower glass. Try rubbing some shaving cream on them.
Tyler's cleaning crew knows every housekeeping trick in the book.
Handling timesheets now.
But they need a proper bookkeeper to keep finances tidy.
New equipment is a business expense, right?
Indeed can help them hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Instant Match instantly connects you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your sponsored job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
You could save big when you bundle your home and auto with Progressive, but when we just come out and say it, it feels like it falls a bit flat. So we're going to tap into human emotion, first with some music. Then in a serious tone, I'll say, save big when you bundle your home and auto with Progressive. And even though it was about saving money with Progressive, we'll fade out the music so you know it was poignant. Wow, powerful stuff. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Discount not available in all states or situations.
Now an important message from Exergen. A critical new FDA study proves that the widely used non-contact thermometers are not accurate and have high probabilities for false negative readings. New COVID strands are on the rise, and non-contact manufacturers are being irresponsible at a time when accuracy matters most. Accurate temperature measurements are essential. Don't wait. Switch to Exergen because they are accurate and backed by over 100 clinical studies. Be sure, be accurate with Exergen. Learn more at Exergen.com.
Hey, Ray Magliozzi here. Have you ever cooked a really fine gourmet meal? Yeah, me neither. But I'm told it all comes down to the ingredients. And when I need ingredients to improve my car, the place I go is eBay Motors. Whether you roasted your last transmission, graded your current floor mats, or pureed your side view mirror on a lamppost, eBay Motors has the right parts at the right prices. 122 million of them. And by the way, if you recently fired up your grill, don't worry, eBay Motors has grills too. eBay Motors. Let's ride.
Welcome to Allstate, where you can really control your savings. Because when you drive less, you save more with pay per mile. So you're really in control of your savings, only paying for the miles you drive. Yeah, life is good when you're in the driver's seat. Allstate. Here, better protection costs a whole lot less. You're in good hands with Allstate. Click, call, or visit allstate.com to save today.
Not available in every state. Savings vary, subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company, Northbrook, Illinois.
Guys, stop what you're doing. Give me a few seconds of your time and let me give you a piece of advice that will change your love life forever. Have you noticed you've been losing a little pep in your step? Has your lady friend asked you, is everything okay? Do you find yourself having trouble rising for the occasion? Do you stress out before that special moment and wonder, is it gonna work? Guys, I'm gonna let you in on a big secret. You don't ever have to worry again. The Mojo Male Enhancement Formula has you covered. Mojo is the 100% guaranteed male enhancement formula that guarantees lasting success, if you know what I mean. The Mojo Male Enhancement Formula is safe, natural, and effective every single time, guaranteed. Mojo is available in a fast-acting spray and a quick-action capsule. Do yourself and her a favor and call Pure Line Nutrition in San Antonio today. They'll get you set up for success. Call 210-494-2210. That number again is 210-494-2210. Mojo Male Enhancement, only available at Pure Line Nutrition.
Hello, this is Dr. Mark Havercorn of River City Oral Surgery. We're the practice that upset the industry by publishing all of our prices on our website, rivercityoms.com. We offer tooth extractions, wisdom tooth extractions, dental implants, all-in-4 dental implants for about 25% less than the competition, and all kinds of other face, mouth, and neck surgery. Why else should you come see us? Easy. Because we are easy to talk to, compassionate, and experienced. It's not impossible to get a hold of me. We'll call you back when we say we will. Unlike other places, dental surgeries are not the hardest surgeries I do. We do all-in-4 dental implant cases every week. I'm not sweating your case or pushing my limits. And if you have a complication somewhere else, you're probably going to be referred to an oral surgeon. So why not start with the expert? Call River City Oral Surgery and me, Dr. Havercorn, at 210-778-0002.
Jason Minix here for River City Oral Surgery and Dr. Mark Havercorn. River City Oral Surgery is a full-scope oral surgery practice on 1604 near I-10 across from Top Golf. Call 210-778-0002 or go to rivercityoms.com.
Bet you can tell me when the last Spurs championship was. But can you name your congressman? Sports or politics? The answer is obvious. This is ESPN 1250 and 103.3 FM.
This is Joe Reiniger on your home for everything that matters in sports. San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 103.3 FM.
Welcome back to Halftime on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250 and 103.3 FM. I'm Michael Jimenez with Tanner Carlson. I think Pledger and I just had our first fight. You know,
absolutely not our first.
Sometimes we argue on air, but off air during the commercial break, Pledger was pissed off at me about this Desean Watson. I mean, you weren't pissed, but you were raising your voice a little bit. Tanner, you were here.
I was excited.
There was a tone.
There was a tone.
There was a tone.
It was kind of a condescending tone. Like I didn't know what I was talking about.
That's where my wife comes in and is like, Tanner, there was a tone. Like, what do you mean there was a tone? I'm just saying, I'm expressing myself in an excited way to get the point across.
Exactly. Pledger is pissed that Bill O'Brien ruined the franchise.
Yes.
And that Desean Watson's not going to get the haul that the Texans want.
They're not going to get 3 first rounds or whatever they were wanting.
No.
That's not happening.
Now,
it just
now
isn't.
will the team kick the tires and eventually pull the trigger? Maybe.
Yeah.
But it's not going to. They're going to be.
The longer the Texans wait to move him, the less they're going to get for him.
Dude, if the draft comes and goes and he's still on the Texans roster, just cut him.
Yeah. Because then you're going to get nothing for him.
Well, and that's essentially what you would have gotten.
Right. But even if there was a team out there that was like, hey, we'll give you a first and be done with it. They should have taken that, but no, they wanted 3 firsts, whatever. And you're not. The longer the Texans wait, the less they're going to get for Desean.
Jason Garcia reminds us on Facebook right now that NRG Stadium is an open-air stadium and talking about where Desean Watson should play. I completely forgot about that because the Houston Texans are an irrelevant franchise in football.
Here's the thing. You can tell me that there's not interest. You can tell me actions tell me that's not true. The Eagles have tried to do it. Desean used his no trade clause to squash that. The Carolina Panthers were trying to trade for him. He used his no trade clause to squash that. The Dolphins were ready to pull the trigger on 3 firsts plus to acquire him, but he couldn't settle all 22 of his lawsuits before the trade deadline.
The actions I hear is that nothing happened. That's the action that I hear. And they're as frustrated as he is
I'm not
right
frustrated.
now. As frustrated as he is. That's
You
how
can hear the tone.
I
You can hear the tone. You
Yeah,
can hear
and
the
last
tone.
night I had the tone with customer service, and my wife sometimes will reel me in and go, dude, they're just workers, calm down. And I'm not mean, okay? I don't yell. I bring the tone. Oh my God, the alarm company that I go through,
like your home alarm.
Yes, we had gunshots in the neighborhood yesterday. Okay, and we very rarely have something like that. And it actually happened about 6 houses away from my house, so it was close by. So that being said, my wife is telling me, hey, the cameras to our security system aren't working. And I finally got a hold of the security company, and they were like, hey, we're having problems with the internet, whatever. And it's been this long drawn process where it's been like 4 phone calls. Now they want to send somebody over, and not only they want to send somebody over, their equipment is malfunctioning, but they want to charge me a service fee. And I'm there going, no, take me off bank draft. You're not the only company that does home security.
Okay.
I can go someplace else in a heartbeat, take me off. And all of a sudden things became free. Right?
Right.
And my wife is looking at me like, tone. So are you a tone person when it comes to working with any type of customer service?
Like I said, I'm not a screamer, cusser. I'm not going to cuss you out or anything like that. I'm just not. I'm not going to scream at you. I'm not going to raise my voice, but I have a more of a sarcastic tone. So it's tone, but it's more like, oh yeah, oh really? So you're telling me you can't do this because of this. And it's more so of like, it's sarcasm. It's being a smart aleck.
Yeah.
That's more so my tone, if you will. But I don't raise my voice, scream, or cuss.
Yeah, I don't. Well,
I mean, okay. So I cuss, but not when I'm angry. It's weird. I cuss more so when I'm happy than cuss when I'm angry.
Okay, I may cuss, but I don't cuss at them. I cuss at the situation.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not calling them an MFer or something like that. I'm not calling them a cuss word, but I might say, this is a blankety blank situation.
Yeah,
whatever.
so I'm there going, let me get this straight. The product that you guys installed broke. No fault of my own. You guys can't troubleshoot and fix it. You're going to charge me to bring somebody in to fix your product.
Right.
How does that work? And I'm the first to be like, and I'm the nicest guy like at restaurants, when it comes to like bad service, I'll figure it out.
Speaking to the manager or whatever.
I'll speak to the manager, but I'll be cordial about it.
It's not Karen. Speaking to the manager.
I'm so anti-Karen.
Right.
Because I mean, come
100%.
on, I'm not going to get mad at someone making 213 plus tips.
Of course.
That's just, I mean, unless they're doing something really, 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 really bad.
Unless I saw them legitimately step on my food or something.
And if they are very busy, you got to give them more leeway, man. It just is what it is.
Yeah.
But man, I'll try to get this frustration out. We're going to have a happier second hour of halftime. Special guest coming in. Jeff Garcia from Locked On Spurs, Ken's 5, will be with us in about 6 or 7 minutes or so to talk to us about the San Antonio Spurs, who are looking good, baby. Looking good since getting rid of Derek White. Getting into the rodeo road trip, now 3-2 on the rodeo road trip. What to do about Primo? Because the Spurs are looking good, but Primo, he looks tired out there. This is halftime on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250 and 103.3 FM.
Roll home with Joe Reinagle and Jason Minix.
Cliff Kingsbury's girlfriend. I wonder if Cliff looks at her Instagram page and says, damn, half my team is following you. I mean, when you look at his roster, she fits.
Jason, you've heard it. Women see Cliff now. Ooh, Cliff.
Absolutely.
So I'm sure.
How do they do it?
Ooh, Cliff.
Ooh, Cliff, you better stop.
The Blitz, weekday afternoons at 4. San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 103.3 FM.
1911 Cigars is the premier cigar lounge in South Texas, providing quality, affordable cigars in a professional, inviting environment with a large covered patio with TVs. A BYOB establishment, 1911 Cigars strives to allow the avid cigar connoisseur a comfortable place to relax, socialize, network, and of course enjoy a great cigar. 1911 Cigars is available for private events and has private cabanas with TVs, fire pits, and heaters. 1911 Cigars at 207 South Main Street in Cibolo. Online at 1911cigars.com.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
Happy Hour is back at Twin Peaks. Monday through Friday from 2 to 7 p.m. Score sweet deals like $1 off all wine, liquor, cheap shots, and freezing cold 29-degree draft brews. With select apps available for $2, $4, and $6. Twin Peaks Happy Hour is the move.
Hola, Carla speaking.
Carla's roofing company always goes above and beyond.
Yeah, we heard about next week's forecast.
She needs a new foreman to weather a storm of projects.
You mean another full crew before Wednesday? Mira, Jose, can you work Wednesday?
Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Instant Match instantly connects you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your sponsored job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
TrackPhone wants to know, are you an influencer? A big live streamer? No? Then guess what? You don't need an endless data plan. Get just the right amount of data with TrackPhone's $40 unlimited talk and text smartphone plan. Now with 8 gigs of high-speed data in unlimited carryover on America's largest, most dependable network, now with 5G. Get the data you need at the price you want. TrackPhone Wireless, now you're in control. Available at major retailers. 5G compatible device required. Actual availability, coverage, and speed may vary. See terms and conditions at trackphone.com.
This is your Wendy's wake-up call. Start your day with a better breakfast and get a free drink with any of our morning-making breakfast sandwiches. That's your favorite drink in a Wendy's cup, free. Fresh brewed coffee, free. Diet Coke, free. Vanilla Frosty Chino, that's cold brew plus Frosty Creamer plus free. So don't sleep on this deal. Get any size drink in a Wendy's cup free when you buy any breakfast sandwich. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's.
Limited time only at participating Wendy's. A la carte only. Offer valid upon request on lowest price qualifying item. Not valid for third-party delivery. Excludes prepackaged beverages.
Made in America. Highest quality. Locally owned business. That's Connecticut Quality Water Softeners. I'm Chris Knippa, owner of Connecticut in San Antonio in the Hill Country. There's a reason Dave Ramsey says a Connecticut is a wise investment for your home.
Trust me, Connecticut water systems are the best of the best. I personally have one in my home. All those other water softener systems out there are junk in comparison. Connecticut uses less water and runs on kinetic energy.
So there's no computer to break, fewer moving parts, and it works only when you need it.
It was even voted most efficient water softener in the world by the Water Quality Association.
A Connecticut is made right here in America, has the best warranty in the industry, and is the wise investment for your home. Plus, you can try a Connecticut water system for 90 days absolutely free with no contract. Call us 656-PURE.
Check them out at ConnecticutSA.com.
Call 656-PURE, Connecticut.
If you suffer from chronic joint pain, don't assume that steroid shots, pain pills, and surgery are your only options. You can now get real, lasting, life-changing relief from QC Kinetics. QC Kinetics is the nation's leader in using biologic therapies to repair damaged tissue in your aching joints. The success rate is staggering. People with knee and back pain, shoulder pain, hip pain, they're moving again, enjoying life again, with help from QC Kinetics. This advanced, unique treatment protocol uses natural biologic agents, mostly from your own body. These powerful, highly concentrated growth factors are put directly into your affected joints, going to work to soothe the inflammation and restore damaged tissue. A truly regenerative treatment with no surgery, no drugs, no downtime. Finally, a new, different, highly successful approach to dealing with joint pain. Is it time you got a second opinion? Call QC Kinetics now at 210-571-0318 and wake up to a life without pain. That's 210-571-0318. Locations in Hollywood Park and Westover Hills.
Live, local, loud. KZDC, San Antonio Sports Star. ESPN, AM 1250 and 103.3 FM. Michael Jimenez.
Halftime. It's hour number 2 of halftime on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250 and 103.3 FM. On the go at sasportstar.com. My name is Michael Jimenez. James Pledger's producing the show. We got Tanner Carlson here with me, the Hex, Rock the Mic champ number 6. I'm Rock the Mic champ number 4. If you're watching us on Facebook or YouTube right now, you see the face of Jeff Garcia from Locked On Spurs and Ken's 5. And fellas, before we get into the Spurs, I love me a good meme. So during the break, I'm just going through Facebook right now because that's what guys in their 40s do. We go to the Facebook.
You go to the Facebook. You just don't even have Twitter. You just skip Twitter.
It says, teens don't know how good they have it with lyric sites. We used to sing the song wrong for years until the truth destroyed us. That made me laugh because, Jeff Garcia, are there any songs that you just did not know the lyrics to and you thought you did, and then you read them later on and you're like, oh my God. But has that ever happened to you?
No, that's definitely happened to me. I just, off the top of my head, I can't think of a song
that did that to me. Oh my goodness!
I've had songs from
I'll get back to you.
I've had songs from like Duran Duran that I didn't know, or maybe I'm singing along to it. Like Pledge introduced me to the Pina Colada song, which I had known for a long, long time. I'd sung it for years, and doing the Saturday morning hangover with him, he goes, "You know what that song's about, right?" So it's beyond getting the lyrics wrong. It's also not understanding the lyrics.
Yeah. So my dad, whenever we were kids, and now I grew up in an age of where, like, in the middle of my teenage years, that's whenever the lyric sites came up and you could go study the lyrics and YouTube and stuff like that. But there was a time my dad, you know, this can't find a better man. You know, he goes, can't find the buttermilk. And it was just like my whole life, I thought it was can't find the buttermilk. So when that song came on a date, I started singing it and it was can't find the buttermilk. And she was like, dude, what are you talking about? What's going on here? So yeah, I've had a similar encounter.
Now it's
there's an Anita Baker song that did that to me, where she's singing, and then she gets into that scat thing that she does, and then she says the lyrics. But I think I recall thinking that was part of her scat. So she could have been saying like, "I love you, baby," da da da. I'm thinking, oh, she's saying la da 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 da, when she's actually saying words.
Yeah.
So I think that's happened to me, but no, yeah.
I think Rock the Casbah or whatever it is.
Casbah.
I don't
Rock
know
the
if anybody
Casbah.
knows. I don't know if anybody knows the lyrics.
Sharif don't like it. Rock the Casbah.
Yeah.
I'm looking up an article right now from insureformusic.com, and it says the most misheard lyrics of all time. They have number one is NSYNC, It's Gonna Be Me. ABBA's Dancing Queen. The Monkees' I'm a Believer. Toto's Africa. They say that people butcher that one like crazy. Eiffel 65 Blue, the da ba dee da be da. Yeah. Jimi Hendrix, Purple Haze. People get Elton John's Tiny Dancer wrong. Fleetwood Mac's Say You Love Me. And then the rounding out the top 10 is Far East Movement, Like a G6, and then Elvis Presley's Suspicious Minds. Oh, and Chic La Freak is on there. Eminem's Monster with Rihanna is also on there. So Thank You Next by Ariana Grande. It's interesting because we sing these songs, and we're wrong half the time, man. Maybe not half the time.
And that little girl, Ariana Grande, what is she like? 20 or something like that, 10, 15
She's like
years
30
old?
now. She, now,
oh my God, I'm old.
Yeah, she's like my age now. She's like 27, 28.
She satisfies the half plus 7 rule for you. I'm just letting you know.
I'm old enough to be her father. That's how crazy it is. But I can't understand a word she says.
Oh, dude!
In any of her songs.
Oh, y'all sound so old right now.
No. I will agree with Jeff on this. Now, Jeff is a couple of years older than me. So here's the thing. Ariana Grande does have one of the greatest, most powerful voices out there, but you can't tell me you know what she's saying when you're hearing the song.
I feel the same way about Christina Aguilera. I can't understand a word Christina says. Although I love hearing what is being said, I don't know what is being said.
Very nice, but yeah, I like how we can get 6 minutes out of a meme that I read during the break. But Jeff Garcia from Locked On Spurs and Ken's 5 is here. Guess what, Jeff? Last night, I did watch the second half of the Spurs game against the Thunder. But before that, I didn't watch the first half because I was watching Spider-Man No Way Home again. This time I took my kids because they had never seen it. My wife's looking at me going, "You've seen this?" I'm like, "Yeah, I went with Jeff. Remember Jeff was in town when it first came out."
Yeah.
So it got me thinking because I can't think of the last time I've been to the movies where I watched a movie twice in its original run. Like, I don't do that.
Go to the movie twice?
Yeah.
Yes.
Go to the movie theater twice to go see the same movie.
Now, I know the nerds go out there and watch Star Wars twice or 3 or 4 times. I get that. Okay. But, like, this is, I guess, is a nerdy movie, too. I mean, Spider-Man is superhero type stuff, right?
Yeah.
You know, but if it's a movie out there that's like a war movie or a drama, I'm not going to go back and watch it twice. But I can't think of another time I've done that. I can think of movies I've walked out on, but not gone back twice.
I did that with Gladiator. I think I love that movie so much. I wouldn't see it twice.
Was that the last time you went twice?
For a non-nerdy movie.
I take it back. No, I think the last nerdy movie I saw twice, maybe 3 times, was The Dark Knight.
Yep.
I think I would.
That's a B plus.
So I saw. Yeah, that's a terrible rating, by the way. But yes, I saw the last time.
Tanner, get him.
Yeah, the last time I saw a movie twice in theaters was Star Wars: Force Awakens. I went 2 or 3 times, and then I saw Batman: The Dark Knight a couple of times in the theater as well. But then I think, but that's not superhero Star Wars related. I think I saw Ted on a date, and then I went to go see Ted with my best friend.
Okay.
And so I think it was like I just saw it with multiple people.
I like Ted. Ted's a good movie.
Ted is a funny movie.
I give Ted 4 stars, but I also give 4 stars to the San Antonio Spurs since they've traded Derek White.
Right.
Again, no more Derek White slander here. Okay, just pot shots here and there. But Spurs have looked good, man. They're 3-1 without Derek, 3-2 on the rodeo road trip. Beat Oklahoma City yesterday, a team they should have beaten anyway, right? All 5 players in the starting lineup were in double figures. Lonnie Walker looked okay again, 17 points, averaging 18 points since Derek left. Is it possible, Jeff Garcia?
Here we go.
That this was addition by subtraction when it comes to this team?
It was, but in a grander scheme. It wasn't just simply because of Lonnie Walker. You know, it was addition by subtraction in the sense that you added a treasure chest, a war chest of draft picks. You added a different lineup with now Devin Vassell. You've added Primo, where maybe he could stay on the San Antonio roster than the Austin roster as the season moves forward. So yes, I think this was addition by subtraction. Let's face it, Tanner, it was a logjam at that position as well, and just a little bit of different styles, maybe. You know, DeJounte wants to get up and down, play downhill a bit more. Derek does, but he's more of a half-court kind of guy. And I think that may have stymied Lonnie whenever those two guys were on the court. It's a shame, though, Michael, that I think he's still, White was still here. I think he should have taken that role of six-man. I think that would have solved so much.
It would have.
It's never happened. Just never happened. But now you're looking at him in Boston, he's playing the six-man role right now for Ime Udoka. So, and it's working for them. It's working for them.
No,
they've gotten wins. Yeah.
I saw a video earlier today on Facebook of last night's game, and it was kind of behind the scenes or behind the bench, showing Popovich just going after Joshua Primo. And it wasn't.
I just posted that on Ken's side.
Oh, okay. It wasn't vicious. He was just stern. He was just fatherly, but like the kid got in trouble, and he's telling him, "Just listen to what I'm telling you. Do this, do that. You got to listen to me." And I had visions of Keldon Johnson, because Keldon Johnson's play the last 2 months of his first full season went downhill. I think he ran out of gas, just the conditioning aspect of things. Is that what you think is going on with Primo?
He's 19 years old. He's a baby. He's a kid. He's 19 years old. He's playing on a professional level. He only played 1 year at Alabama, and that was it. And now he's thrusted into his position, but good on him. I'd rather let him learn by trial by fire. And that's the best way this kid is going to know how to play the game. And look, it's not, a bad thing. Popovich got on Drew Eubanks before he exited. Popovich got on DeJounte Murray many a time. It happens. This is Popovich. He wants him to be a better player. And I'm pretty sure Primo will soak that in. But is Primo in a bit of a slump? Oh, yes, he is. 0 for 5 against the Thunder. In the last 4 games, Michael, 8 for 20 from the field.
Mm-hmm.
So this is just rookie ups and downs. I hope it doesn't continue. Look, he has a long break to think about it, and maybe get him a game in Austin, in between, just to keep him fresh. But when the regular season resumes against Washington, I throw him back out there. He's got to learn. And if he's part of this rebuild, then he needs to get his feet wet. And this is the best way to do it.
Well, Jeff, I talked to you this last Sunday, and I didn't get a chance to get your take on this. Mike does his movie reviews. I want to give you an opportunity.
Tanner, by the way, I gave Quinn an invite to Lowe's.
Oh, thank goodness. I didn't want him to cry this upcoming weekend. So he was in tears after the show was over. He was actually in tears. So thanks for doing that.
I ran into a little bit of the diva-ness of him.
Yeah.
So Quinn, can you come on the next week? I got a concert to go to You can't go in the afternoon.
Yeah.
Oh, I can go in the afternoon.
Oh, that's too funny.
I can decide. Yeah.
Yeah. So Mike has his movie reviews. I want to give you an opportunity here to give your review on the latest Star Wars show, The Book of Boba Fett. The first season could be the only season, but we believe that there's going to be more.
Yeah.
Season finale. I'm giving people plenty of time for spoilers or anything like that. What was your review, first of all, on the entire series, on the entire season, and then that season finale that we saw this last week?
So we okay with spoilers then? You're saying it's okay?
I have
no
given
spoilers. No spoilers on the show.
Oh, no spoilers
unless it's Officer and a Gentleman, which was 40 years ago.
Okay,
but no spoilers.
All right, so I'll try my best.
Do your best
I'll
with
try
no
my best.
spoilers.
Okay. I think the direction of Fett was a little off to begin, because it felt like, who is he? Is he an anti-hero? Did he get soft at his age? What happened to this mean wrecking machine that we all had in our head? This is Fett. So is he just an older guy now? I think it felt a little off to begin with. So you keep on going, and I love the backstory, how he survived the fall. And it's not a spoiler, everybody. This is not a spoiler. How he survived the fall and Return of the Jedi into the pit. Okay, so I love that. I think the Mando segment saved the series.
Yeah,
I really do.
Yeah,
I think the Mando segment, when Mando was reintroduced, it saved the series, because I felt like Robert Rodriguez had no business directing this show. I really felt like he had no idea who is he. Fett is a bounty hunter. He doesn't give a what.
Mm-hmm.
You're a Sith, you're a Jedi, you're this and that. He just does him, and I felt we never got that. Now you fast forward to the ending. I love the ending. I think the ending was great. I still think I'm trying not to spoil it.
All right. Well, let's get a letter grade from you. What do you give as a letter grade?
Overall, series, or just an individual? Overall,
overall.
I give it a B. I give it a B.
All right. So that is Jeff Garcia's review. Pledger's a little bit upset about this. This is typically conversation on the Saturday morning hangover.
Yeah.
This is usually conversation on Saturday morning hangover. Also, the Sunday Sports Grill. I kind of nodded off there a little bit, but you guys can nerd out all you want. It's fun times. Hey, tell us about Locked On Spurs. What do we got going on?
Well, you're I guess coming back after you big time me out of the Super Bowl. Your Los is out tomorrow. We're going to be talking about Team Tank, and if he manages still on Team Tank, you have to hear what he has to say. You want to talk more about Josh Primo. Go out to gens5.com. Check out all the stuff, including an interview I did with Doug McDermott about Primo. And Tanner, I agree with you. Invincible Season 2 needs to hurry up.
Oh, thanks for bringing that up, man. They're way behind on that.
Very cool. That is Jeff Garcia from Locked On Spurs and
sir.
Ken's 5. Follow him on Twitter. Follow him on Spotify or wherever you get those podcasts, because Locked On Spurs is good times. It's fun times. I'm oftentimes on it. Pledge will be on it from time to time. Tanner and Quinn, man, quit big leaguing him, man. Come on, get on the show, get on the ball. But that is Jeff Garcia. Thanks for being here with us. Hey, the Super Bowl champions. It was kind of funny. We're doing this show, but we also have a big screen TV in here, and on the big screen we have ESPN, Sports Center, and whatnot. And you were mentioning during the commercial break, you said, "Hey, did you notice that they don't have any aerial footage of the Super Bowl parade, the Ram parade through the streets of LA?"
Yeah.
Why is that?
I have a hunch that there were tens of people there at the parade celebration, and that there has no business of there being an NFL team in Los Angeles. That's my take.
Yeah, it looked bad. Okay, even the sidewalk shots looked a little bit bad. It was like,
okay, and every single Super Bowl or championship, it doesn't have to be Super Bowl, NBA championship, whatever.
Yeah.
Whenever they have their final address where they're stopping point of their parade and everybody from the parade follows them and they address the crowd, do we not see, I'm talking presidential inauguration type crowds where we get aerial shots and we get drone footage of the amazing crowds that showed up? There was none of that.
Dude, my kids,
I haven't seen a single aerial shot from the Rams Super Bowl party.
My kids have a fiesta parade at their elementary school.
Yeah.
And it looks like more people attend that than the Super Bowl parade.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
But, it's interesting about this is that going into the parade, there was all this debate between Coach Sean McVay and their defensive stud, Aaron Donald, as to whether or not they were going to come back. And I understand from Pledge that there's some really good sound here of these two. I don't know, maybe they're sober, maybe they're not, but they're talking about whether or not they want to run it back.
Run it back! 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 Give it up for Aaron Donald! What a stud! Everything! We built a super team. We can bring a super team back. Why not run it back? We can be world champions. Yeah!
Wow. Wow. Something tells me they weren't sober there, but the first one was Coach McVay. The second one being Aaron Donald there.
The one that sounded like a frat bro was McVay.
That's so funny. and I don't know if I believe that whole thing where they say that he has I think they call it an eidetic memory where he can remember everything.
Like a photographic memory almost.
Every moment of his life.
Right.
I'm calling nonsense on that.
No, I am too. I
don't believe it at all.
Hold on. Have you not seen these videos?
No,
of
I've
where
seen them. I've seen the
they're
videos.
asking him about specific plays during games on a down and distance situation.
Do you know how to prove it? Give him that little game Simon from the 80s. Okay,
Simon Says.
And if he could play that game all day long and not
Bop it.
and not
Bop it.
and not
Bop
mess
it's
up,
reaction
then I would
test too. Yeah. But no, it's very easy to fake it. It's very easy to say, hey, before we go on air, we're going to ask you a couple of questions. Just think of some plays that you think that are just random, like a 2-yard rush or something like that, and say there was a 2-yard rush in the second quarter of a game. It was 3rd and 2, and you didn't get the first down. Whatever, something. Just basic nonchalant. It's very easy to fake that.
I've never bought any of it. You know what? During the commercial break, I'm going to look it up again and read more about it. But they say that I think the actress Marilu Henner from back in the day also has that type of memory. But anyway, good memories. You want to have a good memory, right? But you also want to get rid of the bad memories out there. And I think Matthew Stafford wants to get rid of a bad memory that maybe he doesn't even remember. Okay, because speaking of people being drunk at the parade, there's video on TMZ Sports right now of Matthew Stafford, I guess, getting his photograph taken by someone. I don't think he realizes his photograph's being taken, but there's a photographer out there on the stage, and she plummets off of it. Okay, Pledge is telling me during the commercial break she fell 3 feet. I'm like, dude, she broke her back.
No, hold on. She fractured her spine.
Isn't that breaking her back?
It's not a break. It is a fracture. But I just wanted to make sure that we don't get in trouble for false information.
It wasn't severed. I mean, a fracture is a break. Okay.
It's not, oh man, I've just dropped myself about 2
It's
feet
not like
on the
I'm
chair.
not walking again ever.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's not paralyzed.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. But it's so funny because
it's still a bad injury.
It could have been if he helped her.
But exactly.
Okay,
Whoa,
here we
come
go.
on.
Here we go.
So
Here we go.
That
Here we
was the
go.
thing. I was like, Matthew Stafford, if I see a woman plummet off a stage, I'm going to take 4 or 5 steps to look down and see if she's okay. Matthew Stafford goes, oh my God, like, woo, just like gives like this look and then turns around and goes on with his day.
It was almost like he goes, I am way too drunk to handle this right now. I cannot even process what's going on right now. So I'm going to remove myself entirely from this situation.
Did I actually see that? Was she there?
It was almost like, oh my God. And then he just turned around and like laughed to his buddies. That's almost the vibe I got.
Wow, that stage had a trap door. I mean, that's basically what it was.
Speaking of Star Wars, it looked like the trap door that whoever that one random Twi'lek lady fell through in the original one. Yeah, in the Boba Fett. Yeah.
Well, it's funny because he might have been thinking, there's other people who could take care of her, but as you mentioned, there were only tens of people there, so people might not have seen.
They may not have even invited the EMS and the ambulances there to make sure everyone's okay.
Okay, so TMZ Sports is reporting that she fell 10 feet. Okay, which is basically like walking backwards and not realizing that you're walking off the basketball rim and onto the ground. She also said that her cameras are broken as well.
Yeah.
along with a fracture in her spine. So we hope that she feels better and gets better and recovers.
It's not really a laughing matter. We're making it a light situation. I mean, she could have been seriously injured. She wasn't seriously injured. Now she's going to be in a lot of pain, and she's probably got some money that's coming out of her pocket with buying new camera equipment and stuff, because that stuff's not cheap. But what? Okay, I want Pleasure to explain his side of things in terms of why Stafford's not entirely in the wrong here.
Well, I mean, it's pretty simple. A, he was probably not in the greatest state of mind to help. B, he also too could have fallen off of that. He's already dealt with multiple fractures, as we learned last year in Detroit. So if he falls off, that could go horribly wrong. C, if there's something wrong with her, like a fractured back, and he tries to help her, he can make it worse. NFL players are taught that if you either have a head injury or a neck or back injury, that you are to leave that person alone and let the medical professionals help them, because you can do irreparably more harm than good.
Even if you're underneath that player lands on top of you, they are taught to stay as still as possible until they can remove that player off of them.
Now here's the thing. I'm not saying that he's going to carry her off into the hospital.
But what's your first reaction when you see somebody fall as a person?
I'm on TMZ Sports right now. I watched the video again where you guys were going back and forth. She was taking a photo of Matthew Stafford and his wife. Matthew Stafford gives an "oh my God" look for like half a second, turns around. His wife is there going in shock, like, "oh my God, oh my God, oh my God," and actually is the one who walks forward to make sure that she was okay. So Matthew Stafford's wife, good person. Matt Stafford, drunk, bad person.
Here's the one question I have. Does that video have audio? Can we tell if she fell? Matt looks over and she goes, "I'm good."
No way. No.
I'm just wondering.
Who's gonna fall 10 feet to the ground, fracture their spine, and be like, "I'm good. I'm good."
Well, and the angle of it is she's falling off of they're like probably 8-9 feet away from her. From the edge of the stage, and then she's probably like right on the edge, and she takes one step back and falls. So he's not going to just be able to see her on the ground from where he's at, and hers be like, "Thanks, Matt. Thanks for checking on me, but I'm good. Continue the party."
Here's the other thing. If she is, let's say, a team employee, he can't help her, because
I'm not saying that he had to help her. Just see if she was okay.
to go walk towards the edge and say,
"Are you okay,
ma'am? I'm sorry. 911? Do you need us to call an ambulance for you?"
Instead, he was like, "Oh my God, I need another drink." And he turned around.
It's almost like he was like, "Oh my gosh, there's Aaron Donald with another drink. Let's do a keg stand or something." He was just completely oblivious to the fact that she fell.
And
Aaron Donald's built different.
And people made fun of Tom Brady for throwing the trophy from boat to boat to boat. That is not.
Hey, are we going to start seeing these quarterbacks getting obliterated at Super Bowl celebrations?
I hope so,
because I love it.
But you know what? You know what Brady would have done? Brady would have checked on her. Brady would have done that. Brady would have contributed to her GoFundMe.
No, Brady would have thrown the trophy at her head to top it off. He would have just chunked it at her.
Let's talk more football on the other side. Believe it or not, we're 2 months away from the NFL draft, and I saw a mock draft just right now, and it kind of confused me a little bit. Should the Dallas Cowboys go after a wide receiver in the first round? Kielbasa Bacon phone lines are open at 656 ESPN. We'll get into this on this next segment. This is Halftime on the San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250 and 103.3 FM.
Here we go again. Baseball owners and players can't agree on a new contract. The owners have locked players out. The players have refused a federal arbitrator. And no one's playing ball anytime soon. What will this mean for spring training? What will it do to the regular season? Will there even be a regular season? Stay connected and be in the know. San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 103.3 FM.
Guys, stop what you're doing. Give me a few seconds of your time and let me give you a piece of advice that will change your love life forever. Have you noticed you've been losing a little pep in your step? Has your lady friend asked you, is everything okay? Do you find yourself having trouble rising for the occasion? Do you stress out before that special moment and wonder, is it going to work? Guys, I'm going to let you in on a big secret. You don't ever have to worry again. The Mojo Male Enhancement Formula has you covered. Mojo is the 100% guaranteed male enhancement formula that guarantees lasting success, if you know what I mean. The Mojo Male Enhancement Formula is safe, natural, and effective every single time, guaranteed. Mojo is available in a fast-acting spray and a quick-action capsule. Do yourself and her a favor and call Pureline Nutrition in San Antonio today. They'll get you set up for success. Call 210-494-2210. That number again is 210-494-2210. Mojo Male Enhancement, only available at Pureline Nutrition.
Happy Hour is back at Twin Peaks, and we're offering up more than just great drinks. Score yourself some chips and salsa for just $2. Your choice of mozzarella cheese bites, chips and queso, or fried pickles, where they're just $4. And the triple play quesadillas or 6 boneless wings, that's right, only $6. Each of these epic appetizers are craveable, shareable, and delicious. And what a deal. Happy Hour at Twin Peaks just got better. See you Monday through Friday, 2 to 7 p.m. Again at late night. Get to Twin Peaks, eats, drinks, and those scenic views.
This view was worth a hike.
Right? And it's a good way to stay on top of my health.
Yes, I'm Cologuard, a prescription colon cancer screening option for people 45 plus at average risk. Have you screened for colon cancer?
Not yet.
Don't wait. It's more treatable when caught in early stages.
Tell me more.
Cologuard is non-invasive and it's used at home. It detects altered DNA in your stool to find 92% of colon cancers.
92%?
Yep, even those in early stages.
This was seen in a clinical study with patients 50 and older. Any positive result should be followed by a diagnostic colonoscopy. False positive and negative results may occur. Cologuard is not a replacement for colonoscopy in high-risk patients. Do not use if you have had adenomas, have inflammatory bowel disease and certain hereditary syndromes, or a personal or family history of colon cancer.
Most insured patients pay $0. Ask your provider or an online prescriber if Cologuard is right for you, or visit Cologuard.com.
I'm in.
With PatriotSoftware.com, accounting and payroll, keep your time and money.
Mike Campbell here, serial entrepreneur. I started my first business in the basement of a factory over 30 years ago. We had no heat and no air conditioning. Instead of customers, our office visitors were rats, birds, flies, and snakes. Our office flooded often, and we used blankets as our office walls. We were broke and needed help. That's why I created Patriot Software, to help small business owners with simple payroll for 1 to 100 employees. And if you need help, we will help you for free. Go to PatriotSoftware.com. Use promo code RADIO and get 2 months of payroll processing free. That's PatriotSoftware.com.
With PatriotSoftware.com, accounting and payroll, keep your time and money.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text BAIL to 474747 or online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
Join up the game plan for the second half of the day. It's halftime with Michael Jimenez on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 103.3 FM.
It's halftime on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250 and 103.3 FM. On the go at sasportstar.com, and at 2 o'clock I'll be on the go, getting away from James Pledger because he's just making fun of me during the commercial break.
So mad at me.
He is picking on me.
I think I've created a riff here.
I know.
I feel like every story I hear is, oh my God, Jimenez and Pledger have such a fun little manship, you know.
Well, usually he wants to play when we disagree.
Yeah. And it's just like,
you're telling me that because we had in the last segment, we were talking about how Matthew Stafford did not stop to help a woman who plummeted 10 feet while taking a picture of him.
He uses the word plummeted, though. That's another thing.
Okay.
That's an over-exaggeration. Plummeted is like off of a mountaintop.
Okay, dude, it's 10 feet. You don't realize it. That's a plummet.
Okay.
Man. I'm not plummeting off a table, but if you're plummeting off a backboard from a basketball court, that's a plummet. Okay, I'm sorry.
Is it a plummet? Is what? Okay, let's define plummet. I consider a plummet off of like a cliff, like an actual cliff.
Well,
like
that's a no crap version of plummet. I'm just saying.
Here's the thing. I can see a basketball player dunk a ball, fall from that distance, land perfectly okay. I don't consider that a plummet.
He was expecting to land that way. He was expecting it. This woman was taking a photograph and taking
expectation
steps backwards.
is the definition of plummet?
Yes. Yes. And
I plummeted 3 feet. I wasn't ready for it.
And
I plummeted off my couch whenever I was taking a nap.
I sprained my ankle really bad about a year and a half ago after I was playing tennis, because it wasn't while playing tennis. I fell off of a deck because I thought there was going to be a landing, like a step there. And instead I fell about 3.5 feet onto it, and I rolled my ankle really, really bad. And it hurt me for like 4 or 5 months. Did I plummet there? No, that was 3.5 feet. Okay. I'm taller than where I fell off, but 10 feet. Nah,
Okay,
that's a plummet.
Okay, so there's a definition. If where you fall off is taller than what you stand, then it's a
But I
plummet.
can jump off of something taller than I stand. Am I plummeting when I jump off something?
Again, you're expecting it. There's the expectation side
Exactly. And the expectation side of things is that Pledge was telling me during the break that he has seen me have a few cocktails before, or a few
Are you
too
plummeting
many.
to earth when you skydive?
Yes, you are.
Yes.
You're expecting it though.
No, that's different, man. That's
How
different.
is that different?
That's like 300 feet up in the air.
But you're expecting it.
300. That's like 30,000 feet.
I've got him so flipped.
See,
I know.
right here, the acquired flip flopper. Here's his head.
Earlier he was like
3,000 yards passing in a single game.
If you have 3,000 yards in a single game, do you think it's a really big deal? Like, that'd be a big deal.
That was the whole season's worth.
But Pledge saying that I never would have helped her, that I would have gone out and gotten my next drink. But
You would have stepped over her.
nice. Welcome back to the show.
And that's why they're fighting. That's why
In
they're
19
arguing.
minutes, I will be in my car. But here's the thing. I'll be on 410 going home. But here's the thing. I was going through some mock drafts right now. It's never too early to talk about the NFL draft.
I typically look at drafts the single moment that the Dallas Mavericks last game is.
Yeah.
Like the hour after they lose. I'm like, all right,
Well,
it's mock draft season.
Well, I mean, that's literally in April, right? Right before the draft. So the draft is in late April. And I'm taking a look at the Cowboys because, we're in Cowboy country. I'm not a fan, but we're in Cowboy country. But I was kind of startled because I saw, a mock draft, and I saw 6 of them today. And half of them had the Cowboys taking a wide receiver.
Mm-hmm.
Now, just to kind of give some context here, Amari Cooper tends to get hurt a lot. Michael Gallup is a free agent, and he's also hurt. Cedric Wilson is a free agent. So there might be a need for wideout. And I know that they've had Juju Smith-Schuster visit the Star, saying that he was just there just to hang out, right? No collusion going on.
He was doing TikToks on the Star. Okay?
Mhm.
Let's be real.
But that being said, do you really want the Cowboys to spend a first rounder on a wideout?
Okay, so this is coming from the Cowboys, the only Cowboys fan that's currently on this show right now. And I would not be upset if it is the right wide receiver. That almost could have been detrimental.
I know he wants a Cooper Kupp.
No.
Cooper Kupp is setting the example.
I'll take Cooper Kupp, but that's not what I wanted. Okay,
It's fun having you on the show. This has been nice.
See you later, Tanner. Bye. Yeah. No, the right wide receiver. My dyslexia kicked in there, but yes, it's not a bad pick. It's not a bad pick if say Chris Olave falls or Garrett Wilson from Ohio State falls to Dallas, you take that. Yes, that's best player available at a need that you're going to need to fill because you're not going to be able to get both Wilson and both Gallup. You're not getting both of them.
But that would be so weird for them to have 3 first rounders as their starting wideouts, because you have CeeDee Lamb, who they got in the first round, and they said, hey, it fell to us, right?
Of course.
And Amari Cooper, who was not their draft pick, but they traded their first round draft pick for him.
And he was a first rounder.
So it's just kind of, and then you have Zeke Elliott, who is also a first rounder. So it's like, to me, you build the team from the trenches on out.
Right.
And the other half of the mock drafts
So you're going to risk taking a offensive lineman who may have a lower grade than a wide receiver. Say that wide receiver has a first round grade on it because you're near the bottom of the first, or a guard whom you need that position but has a second-round grade on him. You're going to take the guard just because of need over the wide receiver.
Well, first of all, if you're picking number 24, you already are so close to the second round.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So it's not like they're picking them at 12,
No.
like they got.
But what
Micah
if this
Parsons.
wide receiver is graded as the 15th best player in the draft compared to the guard that you might be getting at who's the 30th best player in the draft?
No, I get what you're saying. The problem that I have though is that these receivers and running backs and whatnot, and Dak Prescott, the quarterback, they need to be held upright. We saw that with Joe Burrow.
Yes. He made it to a Super Bowl.
He made it to the Super Bowl, but he was getting obliterated. He got sacked, I believe, 70 times this season. It's just ridiculous. But that's the problem that I see right there, because the other people, the other mock drafts that are not saying whiteout for the Cowboys are saying defensive lineman. And to me, that kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes absolute sense. And it's just, I don't know, man. It's one of those things where I'm kind of excited about the upcoming season, the offseason for lots of teams. Cowboys being one of them. They are not, to me, America's team. They are America's reality show. And they're the best reality show in all of TV, all of sports. Hey, real fast, there was a meme or just some sort of thing that you retweeted that basically talked about the Super Bowl losing quarterbacks who debuted and lost in the Super Bowl.
Right.
So let's go ahead and restate that. A quarterback who made its debut on the Super Bowl, so first time in the Super Bowl, and lost that first Super Bowl. Continue it. What's the rest of it?
Okay, so they have lost. It's been the last 16 quarterbacks to make their Super Bowl debut, to lose that Super Bowl debut. The last 16 quarterbacks have not reached the Super Bowl since.
So
not even won their conference championship and then lost another Super Bowl. Never made it to another Super Bowl.
So Joe Burrow being an example is number 16. Now he hasn't had a chance to try.
Of course.
But that would be the equivalent of saying that Joe Burrow doesn't ever go back. Right. I mean, and these are good quarterbacks out there. I mean, so it's so difficult.
Well, there was a Bledsoe. There's guys like that,
Stan Humphries.
Well, I mean, but
Colin Kaepernick.
But I look at Joe Burrow, and everyone at the end of the Super Bowl is like, don't worry, he'll be back.
No,
I'm like, no, man. I mean, Josh Allen is in his way. Patrick Mahomes is in his way.
Justin Herbert.
Herbert is getting better.
Lamar Jackson.
Yeah,
that's all the AFC.
And that's just the AFC.
That's just the AFC.
It's going to be so easy for a team to get through the NFC this year. I mean, there's only maybe 3 or 4 contenders.
Want another fun meme?
Tell me.
Tom Brady's entire career took place in between 2 Rams Super Bowl wins.
Wow. And in between that, Kurt Warner made the Hall of Fame and had a movie made about him.
Yeah.
and a premiere.
And they had a silver screen moment. Yeah.
To be fair, he did get his shot when he was like 40.
No, yeah, granted. But no, it is one of those things where it is not a guarantee. Look at Rodgers. Everyone said Rodgers is going back to Super Bowls. Rodgers is going to win 2-3 Super Bowls, maybe even 4 Super Bowls. He's the greatest talent we've seen. Mahomes, he's supposed to have 3 Super Bowls already. After his first Super Bowl, he's already supposed to win back-to-back Super Bowls. He has only been back to 1, lost that one, and lost to Joe Burrow in the AFC Championship game. Look at Russell Wilson and the Seattle Seahawks. That team was destined to win 3 or 4 Super Bowls. They've went to 2 and won 1. It is not a guarantee to even get back to the big game. It's so Tom Brady has ruined every expectation for quarterbacks that are up and coming, because the goal now is let's win 7 Super Bowls.
That is Tanner Carlson, Rock the Mic champ number 6, the Hex. You can hear him on the Sunday Sports Grill and also the Fantasy Gods on Sunday mornings here on San Antonio Sports Star. When we come back, we're going to go over the best comments on Facebook and YouTube. We love you. Thank you for tuning into the show and making your comments. Kielbasa Bacon Phone line still open if you want to chat, 656-ESPN. We're going to put a bow on the show on the other side. This is Halftime on San Antonio Sports Star.
Roll home with Joe Reinagle and Jason Minix. The ride home made easy. The Blitz, this afternoon at 4. San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 103.3 FM.
The San Antonio Spurs picked up their 23rd win of the season, 114-106 over the Oklahoma City Thunder. The win gave Greg Popovich his 1,333rd career regular season win, passing Lenny Wilkens for sole possession of the number 2 spot on the list. Pop is 2 wins away from tying first place Don Nelson. The Phoenix Suns sweat out a win against the last-place Houston Rockets, 124-121. 5 Houston players scored in double figures, led by newcomer Dennis Schroeder with 23 points. And in UTSA athletics, the Roadrunners softball team picked up their first win of the season, 5-0 over Green Bay. And tonight, the UTSA basketball teams will take on Southern Miss, with the men on the road and the women tipping off at 7 p.m. at the historic Convocation Center. I'm Carl Schoening.
The San Antonio Home and Garden Show is coming up February 25th through the 27th, and the Window Source of San Antonio would love to see you there. We'll be there hoping homeowners just like you get quality windows at the price you deserve. Come by our booth and mention ESPN, and we'll knock off an additional 5%. Isn't it time you let them old windows go? Call the Window Source of San Antonio right now, 210-880-3021. That's 210-880-3021. Come visit our showroom at 6800 Fairgrounds Parkway, or visit us at windowsourceofsa.com.
And now an important message from Exergen. A critical new FDA study proves that non-contact thermometers are not accurate. They also have inaccurate information on their labels regarding accuracy. New COVID strains are on the rise, and non-contact manufacturers are being irresponsible at a time when accuracy matters. Accurate temperature measurements are essential. Switch to Exergen because they are accurate and backed by over 100 clinical studies. Be sure, be accurate with Exergen. Learn more at Exergen.com.
If you were hurt in a crash, it's important to act fast. Instead of haggling with insurance, just call Thomas J. Henry. Remember, the call is free and you don't pay us any fees unless we win your case. Don't leave your case to chance. Contact Thomas J. Henry today. Visit tjhlaw.com/radio to start your claim now. That's tjhlaw.com/radio. San Antonio, Texas.
The Roo Pub is the best place to watch a game. Football, basketball, the big fights, they have them on at the Roo on their 3 massive 170-inch laser screens and TVs all around. Come hungry, the food is fantastic, and the kitchen is open until 2 a.m. every day with the full menu available. The Roo Pub has the best darts area in town, indoor cornhole, and weekday happy hour from 11 to 6. For lunch, dinner, or late at night, and the best place to watch a game, get into the Roo Pub at 281 in Redmond Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
Hi, Ghostbusting Ernie Hudson here. Thomas J. Henry asked me to say a few words about distracted driving. Next time you're driving, who are you going to text or call? Nobody, I hope. If you care about your life and the lives of others, you will not cross those streams. Using your phone while driving is extremely dangerous. Sadly, thousands of lives are needlessly lost every year. So if you don't want to become a Texas roadway statistic, please put your phone down. Don't talk, don't text, just drive. Thank you.
If you suffer from chronic joint pain, don't assume that steroid shots, pain pills, and surgery are your only options. You can now get real, lasting, life-changing relief from QC Kinetics. QC Kinetics is the nation's leader in using biologic therapies to repair damaged tissue in your aching joints. The success rate is staggering. People with knee and back pain, shoulder pain, hip pain, they're moving again, enjoying life again, with help from QC Kinetics. This advanced, unique treatment protocol uses natural biologic agents, mostly from your own body. These powerful, highly concentrated growth factors are put directly into your affected joints, going to work to soothe the inflammation and restore damaged tissue. A truly regenerative treatment with no surgery, no drugs, no downtime. Finally, a new, different, highly successful approach to dealing with joint pain. Is it time you got a second opinion? Call QC Kinetics now at 210-571-0318 and wake up to a life without pain. That's 210-571-0318. Locations in Hollywood Park and Westover Hills.
Hi, this is Joe Reinagle. San Antonio Sports Star Drive to End Hunger is going on now through March 25th. Just go to sasportstar.com to give what you can or just find drop-off locations. It's all presented by the Institute for Functional Health, Rambler Sparkling Water, Copenhagen Imports, and Airtron. This is Joe Reinagle. Jason Minix and I will get you caught up on the latest news, moves, and more this afternoon, 4 to 7 on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 103.3 FM.
This is halftime on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250 and 103.3 FM. Tanner Carlson and Pledger were here playing with me today. They're such nerds, man. You know, before the we have a
now I'm a nerd.
We have a clock over here because we have to end the show at a certain time, like literally on the second. So I asked Pledger, can he put up a time clock on there? And he's showing me this time clock that has the different time zones in the U.S. He goes, well, why does this point out over here? Why is El Paso Mountain Time Zone? And why is this? And I'm like, why? And they're having this whole discussion about this, and I'm half falling asleep because they're going, why are we talking about this off air?
There is Mountain Standard Time extends halfway through Nebraska and South Dakota, which technically is, if you drew a straight line from where that ends, should be right in the middle of Texas, like literally dividing Texas right down the middle. But instead, it goes all the way over and just scoots over to El Paso.
And Pledge is like, what about this top part right here? Like, what is
Oregon,
this?
what is this?
And Oregon has like a sliver of Mountain Standard Time, and then Pacific Standard Time, and the rest of it is orange.
Why this part of Kansas?
Yeah, there's like a couple square miles of Kansas that's Mountain Standard Time.
I'm sure the History Channel has a documentary about this.
Like my favorite is the timeline just goes perfectly down our border until you get out near El Paso. Then it just kind of cuts the tip off.
They're like,
it's like it got lazy. Like, we're tired of traveling Texas. Let's just be done with it.
Fort Stockton, Ozona did not want to be Mountain Time Zone.
And then the Eastern Standard Time, it goes all the way, like basically all of Indianapolis is covered.
Dude,
and then if you went straight down,
it's the Mississippi River, dude. Look it up. But man, some of the comments, the best.
What about Wisconsin's hat?
Oh, who cares, man? That's not Wisconsin's hat. That's part of Michigan. Michigan's cut in two.
No, that's Michigan, but still, none of it is symmetrical, and it's throwing me. It's the first time I've ever recognized this in my entire life.
This is bad radio. Let's go on to the best comments of the day. Ronald Schmidtka is saying that I would do an Allen Iverson step over the woman who plummeted and broke her spine. So there was a woman who was a photographer. Yeah, she was taking a photograph. She was a photographer. I need a nap.
To be fair, he was talking about drunk Michael.
This is drunk. This is not sober everyday Michael.
Yeah. So Matthew Stafford and his wife were taking a photo. This photographer was on a stage, stepped back to get a better view, and fell off the stage.
No, she plummeted.
She plummeted off the stage. Tex Guerrero on YouTube says, the lady fell. She did not plummet, which, by the way, I had to look it up. The Webster's Dictionary.
Oh, my gosh. You call us nerds. You're over here on Webster's Dictionary looking up the definition of plummeted.
Yeah, it said something to the effect of it is a steep fall downward. So at a high rate of speed is what it is. So if it was high enough of a rate of speed for it to break her spine, dude.
I think that's more about how she landed, not the rate of speed.
Okay, can we also ask how much milk she's been drinking? Maybe she's got weak bones. Maybe there wasn't a lot of velocity.
A little early onset osteoporosis.
Now, fortunately, she's going to be okay. Yeah. She's not going to be paralyzed.
There's no reason why we're making light.
Yeah, and there is a GoFundMe out there available for her because not only is she hurt, but also all of her equipment was broken as well. Because again,
put your card away. People can read your card.
Oh, nice. Not only did she plummet, her equipment plummeted too. So very nice. Very nice. Sorry about that. I bought a soda during the break, and apparently I gave my credit card information. So secure.
I was thinking, why do you have your credit card just out on the table?
So security service, I'll be calling you in a minute to freeze my account.
As long as you don't have to talk to customer service and raise a tone with them.
Fortunately, the numbers are already like all faded, so it's good. You can't see the expiration date, but
what are you doing? Just showing your card to everybody watching.
But no one can see it when I'm flipping it like this, man. I mean, unless someone's gonna.
Yeah, you can't.
He
pause
literally just did it again. Just did it again and paused it. Yeah.
Yeah. So when we put this on YouTube and on SanAntonioSportsStar.com, SASportsStar.com, let's go ahead and just end it before this segment. Okay.
Oh, that also reminds me of whenever you're watching a cop show like CIS or something, they can pause it and zoom in so far and it's crystal clear. Dude, that would be as pixelated of a picture as you could possibly. You wouldn't be able to read. You wouldn't be able to read a license plate if you paused a street camera and zoomed in times 20. You're not going to be able to read that. You're not going to be able to read that.
Tanner, what are you streaming these days?
What am I streaming? So just finished Star Wars. I just finished Book of Boba Fett.
Okay, what are you streaming that's like for adults?
For adults, The Sopranos. I've never gone through.
Interesting.
I've never gone through The Sopranos. I'm in the middle of season 3. It's phenomenal. I don't want any spoilers. I've made it this long with no spoilers in my life.
Oh, guess what happens?
Oh, thank you. And so, but yeah, so The Sopranos. That's my adult show that I'm watching on my own time when wife and kid aren't around.
Meadow Soprano kind of does it for me. She always has.
Oh, awesome.
Jamie Lynn Sigler, right?
Fantastic.
She was also in one season of Entourage, so also on HBO.
Super Bowl commercial.
She was, dude.
That Super Bowl commercial was awesome.
I
That was a
didn't
good
watch
commercial.
any commercials this year. I don't
Really?
know any of them because I was in charge of all the squares and all the prop bets that I had going on. I had a you have like the squares. I had a prop bet square.
Okay.
And it was fantastic. People, the last prop bet that paid out was a non-quarterback winning the MVP.
Oh,
that was a good one.
My favorite was the fact that you made this big deal about paying out as soon as the winner was drawn, and Minix yesterday saying he still hasn't been paid.
He got paid yesterday morning, man. It's one of those things where I received money on PayPal. I received money on Venmo. People giving me cash. People giving me checks, and I just didn't know where to send it out there. But I have made right with Minix. He has gotten paid, and it wasn't even his square; it was his wife's square. Minix and Ryan Angle will be back here at 4:00 for the Blitz. I'll be co-hosting the Blitz tomorrow, so you'll get 5 hours of me. This is Halftime on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250 and 103.3 FM.
Didn't catch R&R in the morning? Here's what you missed.
You're one of the others.
It's like Android or Apple.
It is true.
You picked your team.
You're a green guy.